Green Madness. Percy is a small green tank engine who lives on the island of Sodor. He loves taking the mail and spending time with his friends, especially his best friend, Thomas. Percy was chuffing into the Sodor Steamworks for a brand new coat of paint. He was becoming badly chipped from all of his travels. Victor and Kevin greeted him at the door. Percy, my friend, what brings you to my Steamworks today?
Hello, Victor. Hello, Kevin. I was wondering if I could have a new coat of paint. You can tell my old one is chipping very badly, and it's all dirty from long days at the coaling plant.
Sure, my friend. Boy, it seems like every green engine on Sodor has been coming here for paint. Green paint. You, Henry, Emily, Gator, even Paxton, who really should be getting his at the diesel works. You probably have my last batch of green paint, so go into the station over there, and I'll have Kevin retrieve it for you.
Thank you, Victor and Kevin. I'll see you both in a second.
On it, boss! Sorry, boss! Kevin, like a broken record. The next day, Percy's friend Thomas was on his way to the Steamworks. He also needed a bright new coat of paint from working with Annie and Clarabelle, the troublesome trucks, and a couple of hours at the wharf the night before. To Thomas, his blue paint is the best, and he always likes to prove it.
Hello, Thomas, whistled Percy. You look splendid. Yes, indeed, boasted Thomas. Blue is the only proper colour for an engine. Oh, I don't know. I like my brown paint, said Toby. I've always been green. I wouldn't want to be any other colour either, added Percy. Well, anyway, huffed Thomas, blue is the only colour for a really useful engine. Everyone knows that. Percy said no more. He just grinned at Toby.
Hello, Victor.
Victor heard Thomas, but he seemed quite frizzled.
Victor, what's the matter?
Oh, I'm sorry, my friend. I just made a big mistake and must figure out how to correct it.
What sort of mistake?
I was running out of green paint yesterday, and I put in an order for more. I got distracted and forgot to order the other colors of paint for all the other engines. Now all I have left for the rest of the day is green paint until my new order arrives in the morning. Thomas was shocked and upset.
But Victor, I wanted to get a new coat of blue paint today.
Sorry, my friend, but all I have is green paint. You can't possibly use that. No one will recognize you. Thomas knew that he would be taking Sir Topham Hatt around the island for signal checks at midnight, so looking his best was essential. He couldn't go about with the head of the railway with shabby paintwork.
Victor, paint me green.
Percy was coming into the Steamworks with a boxcar full of engine parts, while Thomas appeared out of the painting station, looking quite different than before.
Thomas, you are...
Green, I know, Percy.
Victor made a mistake ordering paint then. Kevin... Oh, a mistake of sorts. Yeah, mistake of sorts. So Thomas will have to remain green until the new batch of blue paint arrives in stock tomorrow.
But what if some engines and people on Sodor get confused and think Thomas is me?
We can only hope that doesn't happen, Percy. Percy, can you please put that boxcar over there? While Percy chuffed into the back of the Steamworks with Victor and Kevin, the twin diesels, Ari and Bert, slithered in. Hey, Percy, we're looking for Victor. Our Dieselworks manager has a request for some supplies.
Me? I'm not Percy.
Ha! Ha! Of course you are! Look at your ugly green paint!
Well, it isn't ugly, but still, I'm not Percy.
Hey, Bert, maybe Percy has a twin we never knew about. Should we ask him questions, to see if he's really Percy's twin? Thomas was getting very frustrated with the diesels, so he simply chuffed away. Ah! Ha! He laughed! He must be a Percy imposter. It was hours until midnight, and Thomas was taking Gordon's Express since the big blue engine was suffering from a case of boiler ache. But Green Thomas couldn't help but stop and constantly think of his green paint. Now he really looked ugly, and like an ugly green caterpillar with red stripes, to which he once called Percy not too long ago.
Percy gave a ghostly whistle. "Don't be frightened, Thomas," he laughed. "It's only me." "Your ugly phiz is enough to frighten anyone," said Thomas. "You're like ugly indeed. I'm a green caterpillar with red stripes," continued Thomas firmly. "You crawl like one too." "I don't." "Who's been late every afternoon this week?" "It's the hay." "I can't help that," said Thomas. "Time's time, and the Fat Controller relies on me to keep it. I can't if you crawl in the hay till all hours." "Green caterpillar indeed," fumed Percy. He set off to collect some hay to take to the harbour.
Thomas made his way into Farquhar Station, to which more passengers entered his express coaches. He thought he would be able to avoid any ridicule for his paint, but then he saw Diesel 10 and Diesel hanging out in the station's siding. "Is that stinky, steamy Percy?"
Why, what a good eye you have for steamies, Diesel. Hello, Percy. Come over and let's chat.
I would, but I'm not Percy, Diesel 10.
Nonsense. You are a green tank engine. There's no more like you on this island. Would know about that?
Well, there is Porter at the docks.
Don't correct me, Diesel.
Diesel decided to keep his mouth shut.
Well, I best be off, Diesels. See you soon.
Goodbye, cheeky Percy. Boy, Diesel, do you see how sloppy his paintwork looks? It's almost like he's a completely different steam engine, Diesel.
So sorry, 10. I figured it would be best for me to keep my mouth shut.
I will be the one who decides that.
Thomas had finally chuffed into Knapford Station, to which he would be leaving his express coaches for Molly and Sheila to bring to the shunting yards.
Phew! Finally entered, I will know that I'm Thomas the Tank Engine.
Percy! I thought Thomas was taking Gordon's Express today.
No, Molly, I am Thomas.
Oh, Percy, I've learned to realize you're such a kidder, always joking around. But we know it's you because of your cute rosy cheeks. Thomas gave up. He simply let Molly and Sheila think he was Percy. Thanks for the coaches, Percy. You always pull them in so nicely.
Thomas, good. I've been looking for you all day. How are you holding up with this green paint madness?
Not so good, Percy. Everyone that I've seen so far today thinks I'm you.
Well, at least I know that you're Thomas, my bestest friend.
Thomas was very happy to have such support from Percy during his day-long crisis.
I don't know what I'll do, Percy. It's only 20 minutes until I have to start my signal checking with Sir Topham Hatt, and I still look like you.
Percy had an idea to fly up his funnel.
Thomas, there's a huge tarp in the boxcar coupled to me. My driver will help put it over you, so when you meet with Sir Topham Hatt, he won't have a doubt in his mind that you are Thomas.
Thanks, Percy. Let's get this done.
Thomas, come out already. Topham Hatt is coming. You look fine.
Thomas did come out with a scowl and covered in a white top.
I look so silly. More silly than having green paint.
Shh, Thomas, here he comes.
Oh, Thomas, I hope you don't mind. I brought Charlie here with me. Not at all. Hello, Charlie.
Hi, Thomas. Hi, Percy. Hey, do you two want to hear a joke?
Not now, Charlie. I will board you and Lady Hat will board Charlie. We'll start with the signals of the shunting yard.
Then there was trouble. A huge gust of wind came by, which blew the tarp off of Thomas.
Wife, stay calm. Thomas, what is going on?
Before Thomas could explain, the tarp knocked Sir Topham Hatt and Lady Hat right over. My goodness!
Are you all right?
Yes! Oh no! Topham! Your hat! It was true. Sir Topham Hatt's hat was gone.
Thomas, my hat is now missing. My wife and I were attacked by a large tart. What is the meaning of this? And why, Percy, are you here?
I'll explain. See, because of a mishap at the Steamworks, Thomas was painted green. Now everyone on Sorter thinks he's me. Thomas thought you would think he's me, so I gave him a spare tart for him to wear tonight.
Is this true, Thomas?
Thomas sighed in response.
Okay, Thomas. No matter what colored paint you are, I will always know you are my number one engine. You want to know why? Why? Well, on the sides of your sides, it clearly says number one.
All day, Thomas never thought that his number one was still on his sides.
Percy, seriously, none of my engines today have realized Thomas is really Thomas.
Percy giggled.
I never knew how silly some of my friends are.
Hey, I like being silly, like when I tell jokes, which I'm going to do right now.
No, we must be off. But sir, your hat, no need to worry. Like your paint, I can always get that replaced. What really matters for you and I is that we are still ourselves, no matter the change.
And I honestly think Sir Topham Hatt looks better bald.
Everyone was quiet. After the signal check, Sir Topham Hatt invited all the engines who had mistaken Thomas for Percy the day before together at the Steamworks in order to explain the mishap and to showcase Thomas, who now had blue paint again. I feel silly for thinking Thomas was Percy when I could have just looked at their number. Me too. I'm a shunter. I see Thomas and Percy all the time, and even their shapes are totally different.
My Diesel, you seem to be very quiet.
Diesel 10, Diesel, Ari, and Bert didn't want to admit how silly they had been.
Diesels are always silly and oily too.
Hey! Never mind that. No screaming in my Steamworks. Everyone laughed at that. Except for embarrassed Diesel 10. Say, sir, you never got your hat back. Oh, you're looking for a hat? I found one.
Really?
Yep, it blew away not too long ago. It's right in that corner.
All I can say 100% that this became a happy ending.
Okay, we have come up with 5 tricky questions to see if there's a Percy imposter among us. The end.